Welcome everyone. So we are here live at Zoho Day 2025. It's been a fun week so far in Horseshoe Bay Resort in Texas. Yeah. This is awesome. I'm David Smith and we have Anand from Zoho. Now what's your role at Zoho, Anand?
Yeah, I take care of revenue growth initiatives that starts from marketplace to strategic partnerships with all the global ISVs, starting from the biggies like Microsoft, Apple, Google, to the most regional ones, plus our cross-sell and upsell to existing customers, our referral marketing, and then verticals. Verticals is a big area of focus for me, and I've been working on this for quite a few years.
You had a big session yesterday on vertical strategy and use cases, and we were actually talking before this, how the customer stories are the things that really shape that strategy, right? Because that's the story that you guys are trying to tell, right?
Yeah. So, interesting times.
Yeah, what are some of the cool stories that you were talking about that you can mention?
Yeah, so like for example, what we have done on the auto dealer management systems, how we have kind of gone in, won customers and built a presence, which is a credible one with like the big brands, the global ones, then how we could go and penetrate the segment one after the other. And now we have a strong presence with 8 to 10 brands, and same thing we are doing in the financial services space. Pretty exciting, you know. So to know the domain is one thing, to know the vertical is a completely different thing. And so combination of domain plus vertical and then going in the mid-market enterprise space, that's a exciting journey.
So I guess what's your scope, I guess, as you look at verticals in terms of dimensions, what's your scope as you're looking to execute on the strategy?
So, I think the scope is a function of some fronts that we want to pick up to fight, okay, and not all. So financial services is one, like automotive OEMs is two. Some focus on retail we are starting to do.
Retail,
Retail is very interesting because I think technology and data for retail is phenomenal, right?
Indeed,
so that's some really great opportunities for hyper-personalization, real-time interactions, and so that's something we are investing. That's so we pick up those specific verticals and work on them ourselves, but the larger plan is, can we enable our partner ecosystem to help us get into markets which are very specific, very regional, and you know, it could be a regulatory thing, it's a business culture out there, and you know, the way they do things is very special and unique, integrations which are specific to the region. So we were going to invest a lot in nurturing our partners, help us win those markets, and we are an enabler. And the partners are the real wheels on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, you're right. There are those sort of big buckets, right? You have the healthcare, financial services, right, and so forth. And there are also like other little smaller segments, right? That partners can help you with. You know, whether it's things like wellness, management, and different things, right? There's so many different opportunities.
I will tell you a very interesting story of a partner who built a CRM for Chabad houses.
Oh, really?
All over the world. I never knew this market existed. And they have very unique requirements. They want it in Hebrew. They want it right to left. They want us to follow a calendar which is theirs. It's so specific, but it's still very impactful. The partner is happy. We are happy to support them. They are winning the market for us, and it's a great play between us and them.
And it's one thing I know that Zoho does too. Even with the direct to clients, you sort of do a lot of co-creating solutions, right? You'll with a partner, with a customer, you'll co-create a solution, and then that solution becomes an interesting future proof of concept for similar situation and similar customers, right?
So a co-creation is our humble way of learning from the customer, right? But the good thing is the customers would love to work with people like us because we have the technology expertise, that is one thing, but our willingness to get our hands dirty, to work closely with them, understand, do that, then put the meta blocks in place at a vertical specific level. Then it helps us grow. So it's a great 2-3 years, we have worked on multiple verticals with customers, big brands, but very rewarding for us and the customer. Like this morning, Chola, who is one of the largest NBFC customers for us, talked about how they enjoyed co-creating with us. We challenge them, they challenge us. It's a beautiful journey. Yeah, it's a beautiful journey. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. So in these sort of situations, when you're sort of co-creating with a customer, you're pretty much customizing new KPIs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's brand new.
Yeah, yeah. And when we do something like this, it's always a nice pushback from both sides to say, do you really want to do so much customization here to the customer? And the customer is like, you know what, I can do some balancing, but this is exactly how my employees use it on the ground. Very unique, $100 Android phones in 2G, 3G kind of network zones. We want the app to be able to hold up. This is a specific requirement. Like somebody, like Money talked yesterday, right? If you are a customer support executive, they work in muscle memory. They use tabs. They say, like, clutter it. I don't care. I don't want 10 screens. 3 would do for me.
Right, exactly.
So that's very unique. Only the customer can tell. We can have great technology expertise, but they know exactly how it gets used.
What they need. Exactly. It's funny. And so, what do you think now? I think it just coming down the pike, you're going to be announcing, I guess, the vertical studio, the vertical app studio. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an amazing platform where we have got all the, I think of it as a Lego block. Okay, we have got the blocks in place, but as I said, I don't know the vertical at a regional level. Like, for example, real estate in US is mature, very well regulated, and it's a huge industry. Right? Wait, I don't know. I mean, I'm told 100,000 plus agents working directly, plus a host of other ones, right? Now, how we are going to go after sitting back in some other part of the world, and that's where the partners who've been there, done that, who know the vertical and the industry really well, we enable them. So the studio is going to be the action place where they come, create a solution for a vertical from a region, and then they price it, they service it, we back them.
Interesting.
That's the way.
Yeah. So do you envision a marketplace of those types of solutions being built in?
Yeah. So someone comes in and say, hey, I'm looking for a standard product and my requirements are straightforward. Great, go sign up. Go to a marketplace, put on some integrations like the telephony or SMS or whatever, and then you start to do. But I'm from this particular vertical. I want something like NGOs, for example. I want a solution which kind of understands my language, my processes, my donors, my beneficiaries. Okay, you can't throw a vertical product at me. And so I go to my marketplace. Here are my partners who built something on the vertical studio. Let's figure out. And so that's the interesting, that ecosystem of vertical specific applications being there in the marketplace could be the differentiator for us, and that's what we are heavily going to invest in.
Exactly. And so what's the plan in terms of how do you message this to the broader marketplace?
Great. So I think we are already doing a lot of activation at a region level. So I would personally travel to many of these markets, engage with these partners, understand which verticals they are strong at, what is their profile, how they have done, and then say, hey, I bring in this vertical studio, can we work together? So they tell us the requirements, they tell us how they intend to build the product. We validate that to say, is this robust? Is this scalable? Is this secure? And then we co-create along with the partner here and then test it for them. Then we go hitting, I can take an example in the building material space. We have actually got a partner who has built something for roofing businesses. Can you get more niche than that, right? Roofing businesses and the CRM requirements specific to their industry. So the partner knows exactly what they want.
Exactly.
Right, 25,000. 25,000 dealers they are going to service, and we say, look, you know it, we will back you. You build it, we will back you. We will test it, and then we did roadshows along with them. We went to the RoofCon along with them. Put up those booths, and hand in hand with the partner and Zoho, that builds trust. That comes from a robust partner like Zoho, and we have a regional partner with a vertical expertise. We stand together and talk to the customer. That's a whole new level of trust that comes in. Hey, it's not a fly-by-night newbie that is building something. This is on top of Zoho, and we know Zoho, that comfort comes in.
Exactly, and then what you're also relaying too is that now, you by this with the partners in different regions and domain-specific stuff, 1,000 Zohos bloom in multiple different areas, multiple different domains and verticals.
Very, very exciting.
It's very exciting. So, we've gone by so far without mentioning AI. And, and I've now broken
elephant in the room.
Yes, I've now broken the trend. So what's going to be the impact then on AI and ZIA, especially with the marketplace, but also with partners now and the cost efficient?
I'm happy you asked this question. Like today we are doing a demo on how can I build an app for a vertical through a prompt.
That's what I'm getting at,
So we did a demo today where we are building something for, let's say, the shipping industry. And they want a CRM for shipping industry. And we have prompt-driven, hey, I am building a CRM for the shipping industry where we want to attract the leads, engage with them, convert, and then cross-sell and upsell. Can you build an app for me? Boom, it creates 4 or 5 modules and the fields. Then the partner focuses on, do I need one more module? And then do I need more fields? Do I delete some fields? Instead of I go create a module, add the fields. Imagine the productivity it delivers. So same way on a workflow, you are able to write a prompt to say, I want this workflow, write a blueprint for me. It does for you. And then you only focus on editing it, not creating it. So that's the productivity gains that we bring in. It still gives the control to the partner that they could then sign off and say, this is what I want. But then we do the grunt work. And that's super exciting. And that's where this is the development part of it. Okay. Then the customer part of it on the AI, where we can help, let's say we talked about agents, how pre-built agents specific to a domain like CX is available in the marketplace, and the partner could pick that up, edit it, and adapt it to this vertical, and then deploy. So both for the partners at the build phase and for the customer at the usage phase, it's going to be very interesting between a combination of this Ask ZIA and the agentic ZIA agents.
Right. So, and you can, and then to carry that even further, if there's nothing, you can even build those agents from scratch. As well too.
I mean, I think it's only getting easier and easier. So this agent builder that we are offering as part of this toolkit, it's exactly that. A partner sits with a customer. At a customer level, they want a specific agentic capability. Which is, let's say, I want my customers to be addressed this way. And we are focusing on building an agent specific to a customer. And then so you have at 3 levels. One is something specific to a customer. One specific to the vertical, which is across customers, but at a product level for that vertical. And then something generic available in our own marketplace, which is built by Zoho, again available. So at all levels, it can be very powerful, and we're very excited to work on that.
So do you think this is like a perfect storm for Zoho? Because coming on the heels of the DeepSeek shakeup, where we're seeing now talks about cost and efficiency, especially cost of AI coming down. Because now we're realizing that it's almost like big tech got exposed, right? All this computed stuff when it was unnecessary, and very few people were getting rich from it because all the different funding rounds, right? And now we're seeing where Zoho has always maintained this low cost ethos with value, right? Never value, never sacrificed. You kept the value high, added value, but with a low TCO.
We have a DNA level sync with DeepSeek.
Yes, that's the perfect way to say it.
So we have always said, can we give enterprise grade for small and medium businesses? That's how we started, if you see. And we have evolved now to mid-market and enterprise, carrying the same ethos. Can we make it simple? Can we make it affordable? Should this be this complicated? Can it be more democratic?
Yeah.
You know, the same spirit we want to apply to AI.
Yes.
Okay, should it be more expensive? Should it compute? That's why all our focus is on small language models.
Yes.
You don't have to overly complicate it. You,
Yes.
7 billion param LLM could do something very specific, beautifully, than churning the ocean, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same spirit with which we have been going after.
Yes, I think we're starting this revolution of efficiency, is what I call it, AI efficiency.
nice.
I think we're going to be seeing, cause even recently, in the past few days, some of the sort of bigger tech vendors like Google and so forth are now releasing some of those advanced features that usually were behind paywalls to their free version now. And I think that ripple effect of what happened with the DeepSeek and open source and that ethos is like now saying, we shouldn't be charging premium for stuff that is just commodity, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so LLM is a commodity. Now the value comes in with specificity. How do you bring in
the smaller models make more sense, and they're more efficient.
Yeah, exactly, and more eco-friendly.
Exactly, which is another benefit from the Zoho data centers. We have 16 plus data centers across the country, and growing.
And we are carbon neutral.
Yes.
We are consuming power generated through our solar farms, and that's something that we care. It's a choice.
It's funny. As an analyst, I advise enterprises on platforms, and one of the platforms that I've always used as a reference point, because my view of the digital workplace is that hey, you want your digital workplace to be more holistic, right? And there's sort of, I think we talked about this before we got on air here. There's sort of, I look at it as a compass with 4 cardinal directions, right? If you look at the compass, there's magnetic north. I call that, EX, employee experience. There's the east direction, which I call customer experience, right? CX, and then south direction, which I call the business operation. That's stuff that you need to keep your business running. All the ERP, the infrastructure stuff, security, all the identity, all that layer stuff. And then when you go west, young man, right? That's sort of the adaptation, adaptive learning. How do you use analytics to be able to pivot? Right? And that's an important part. So AI comes in place there, right? Because you want to find true north, right? Magnetic north may be here, but true north for enterprise depends on where you are. Domain specific could be this direction. So you want to be able to navigate from where you are, but you want to have all those technologies, whether it's EX, CX, right, the operational stuff, the stuff that you need, and then the advanced analytics, AI adaptive stuff to be able to pivot and move towards a better direction for the company. So, and when I look at Zoho One, it's like, that's, when I think of that platform in my mind, that's what it is, right?
Beautifully put. So, the foundational element is data.
Yes.
And the quality of the data, and you looked at what we are talking about as a unified data platform.
Yes.
Now, that's a single source of truth from the business perspective. And then you put an AI on top of that, you're not hallucinating. You're telling the truth.
Close to the truth, in context.
Like I was talking to someone yesterday. To do a churn prediction, you need 7 or 10 elements of data.
Yes.
You don't have to hallucinate, right? So if you're able to get the data clean and right and in a common place, then you could have a simple model that could help you do a phenomenal customer experience, phenomenal sales experience, right? So for our customer retention teams, you could have these smaller models powered on your own data, which is beautifully cleaned up and maintained well, and that could do the job. And so imagine the productivity it drives to account management teams. Right? So you are going to get predictions on the customer's happiness index, and are they going to give us more revenue? Are they going to churn?
Yes,
are they unhappy?
Churn and,
So proactive.
Very proactive.
Proactive, that's the real value we bring in, not reactive, right? So proactive comes with good data and AI, and I think,
That's awesome. Anand, thank you so much for joining. This has been a great conversation.
Yeah, same here.
And thank you guys for joining. Until next time,
Yeah.
ZohoDay25.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.